This video is brought to you by...
What's up, kings and queens? It's your girl, Charlotte Moore. As always, we give thanks for another day, you dig? So as the CEO and founder of Motivational More, we take pride in working with incredible creative entrepreneurs. And today, we are shooting a campaign for cool green clothing founded by the one and only AC Green. So the vibrational energy of this line is all about street vibes, a growth mindset, hustle. So today, we are highlighting this, guys, the Baltimore Cool Green Snapback. How cute is this? Look at this. So we're going to have so much fun on the shoot. And I'm telling you, follow cool green clothing. It's so important for us to support our entrepreneurs. There's so much talent in Baltimore. And as a creative entrepreneur myself, I know how hard it is. And I love to see just people going out there and going for their dreams. So let's get it. Bless up.
What's going on, YouTube fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For all the day one fam, welcome back. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. Survival. Some people will go to extreme measures to make sure they can get by every day. Whether it's stealing, robbing, sometimes even killing. The sad part of trying to maintain in these streets is most of the people we are pulling moves on are in the same situations as us, since most crimes happen in our own communities. We don't go across town looking for the rich to take from. Instead, it's getting so bad, some are even robbing homeless people. And I know personally, from doing certain things in the past myself, it's a mindset of you got more than me at that time, so I'm taking that. And it's really unfortunate that it's like that. In some cases, mental health might also play a part. People will say, oh, just go get a job. You don't have to steal or rob. But for some, it's not that easy. We are creatures of habit. And once we find a way, right or wrong, to survive, most people just go with that move. And if you've been through so much in your life that your mind is not right, you stop caring about others. It really becomes Doug eats Doug. Trust me, I've been there. But I also realized I had to heal. Unfortunately, some don't get that chance before they do something that could mess up their whole life. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will be discussing a case involving a young man that made a decision to hit a lick that landed him the title, Public Enemy #1. According to sources, back in 2016, a 19-year-old man named Christopher Strahan had ran into some problems. That summer, the young man was allegedly locked up for pulling out a knife on a lady on a bus stop on Eastern Avenue. The charges would eventually be dropped, though, because she didn't come to court. That same year, Christopher was getting a bad name in the area of Southeast Baltimore for stealing out the stores and petty robberies. Everything would go left when one day he encountered a 73-year-old man named Andres Horvath, who was originally from Hungary and dealt with being homeless on the streets for years. Andres went by the name Andy and walked with a cane and was blind in one eye. The man came to America with his wife and worked as a cabinet maker. But after being married for 23 years, Andy's wife unfortunately passed away, leaving him trying to shake back and drinking heavy and homeless. But everyone that knew the man claimed he was a good man. On December 2nd, 2016, on a busy intersection of Pulaski Highway and Highland Avenue, Andy and Christopher will have a fatal run-in. Allegedly, the 73-year-old was ordering some food from Popeyes in Highlandtown when he pulled out a good bit of cash to pay for his order. Once Andy left the store, he didn't know he was being followed. A man would run up on him and demand money before pushing the elderly man to the ground and stabbing him multiple times when he decided to fight back. Witnesses to the incident quickly called BPD as the man ran off. As police got to the scene, they saw a man laying on the ground, bleeding heavily. He was rushed to a local hospital where unfortunately he would not survive the attack. With no motive or suspect, An investigation was started, and it was quickly realized the situation was caught on surveillance. As the tape was reviewed, police zoomed in on a suspect and released footage to the news. The man looked like he had a tattoo under his eye, and that became a focus. Multiple calls came in from people claiming the young man in the video was Christopher Strahan. One person said they remembered him from a previous situation from that summer of him allegedly putting a knife to a disabled woman's neck who was in a wheelchair on Eastern Avenue because she refused to get him a cigarette. But that was the case that was dropped against him. Days would go by with BPD looking for the young man, even labeling him public enemy number 1. A few days later, police got a tip that Christopher was seen in the 3100 block of Orleans Street, not too far from the crime scene. Allegedly, the owners of the Eagle Mart gas station caught someone stealing inside the store. They took a picture and locked the man inside. They immediately recognized it was Christopher, who was labeled as public enemy number 1, and they called police. Christopher quickly tried to get out the situation and got out the store, while the owners talked to police, telling them to hurry up. The young man was there right now. He would eventually get out, but people in the community would join in and grab the young man and hold him down. He zapped out and allegedly tried to pull out a knife. As BPD arrived to the store, they identified Christopher, even though allegedly he tried to remove the tattoo of his initials under his eye and also another tattoo he had of a heart, but it was still visible. He was taken into custody and charged with first and second degree murder, assault, armed robbery, and theft under $100. After it was later determined the money he got from Andy was only a few dollars. As the case made it to the news, the alleged public enemy number 1 was caught. The community spoke out on Andy's behalf, stating he helped everyone, even people who wasn't homeless. If he had it, he would have probably gave it to the young man. Christopher was being held without bail, but as lawyers talked to the state, questions started coming up about his mental health. Court dates kept getting pushed back, and Christopher's competency levels was examined. He was deemed incompetent to stand trial in 2020. The young man would eventually be sent to a psychiatric hospital, with judges alleging his behavior in court was agitated and erratic, and he even tried to fire his lawyer on the spot. But eventually, Christopher was found stable enough to go to court, but soon after, he was sent back to jail to await trial. The state's prosecutor got super sick, and the trial was pushed back for another 6 months, making the young man even more frustrated. It's been 6 years, and Christopher's case still hasn't made it to trial. It's set for January 17th, 2023. He is innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Andy. I send my prayers and condolences to his remaining family. It's crazy a man survived 73 years and even being homeless in the streets of Baltimore for years just to lose his life over a couple dollars. Christopher already had some stains on his record for previous situations in the area, but it's clear Shorty wasn't in his right state of mind. More of this story, we all gotta survive, but that doesn't mean feed off others around you that's suffering and trying to make it day by day just like you. I actually feel like Christopher does have some issues deep inside, and unfortunately, some of us never get to heal. And when you are taught it's only the strong survive your whole life, it turns you into a predator, even preying on the weak. But why? When most of the time, most of us in the same boat, trying to survive day by day. But at what cost? Your freedom? But hey, that's the Baltimore way. Man, it's a crazy story, you feel me? Rest in peace to that gentleman. Rest in peace to Andy. You know, he was 73 years old. Old man, you know what I mean? I read an article, somebody said he was a good dude. They knew him from a homeless shelter. You know, they just wanted to clear it up that he had a name. Because at first, ain't nobody know his name. The news ain't know his name. Ain't nobody know his family or nothing like that. But man, in Christopher's situation, I do feel like Shorty Mike do got some issues. I do feel like he was just out here trying to survive. And sometimes that be our downfall. It's crazy because that Popeyes they was at, I used to go there all the time on my lunch break. I used to work right around the corner. And I remember a lot of crazy little things used to happen right there in Highlandtown. But yeah, man, y'all already know, man. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Leave it in the comments, fam. This your boy Tony 2 times. It's all love. I'm out.